Let's talk about what I learned in class this week as a gut health dietitian in a doctorate for integrative and functional medicine. First of all, if you have a food allergy, you don't know it at first, right? Maybe you have some symptoms, but you don't really know that you have those symptoms. Then you keep eating that food, so your body starts to adapt to it. Then your body knows, because your body's like, yeah, you're allergic to this food, girl, but I'm not going to tell you. So what happens is you actually become addicted to the food. It's called the addiction stage. And so, like, I think sugar's a bad example, but let's say peanuts, right? It's like every day you have this unbelievable craving for peanuts and you cannot get rid of it. And so you eat peanuts every day because you're like, oh my God, I need the peanuts. And eventually you'll start to get symptoms, but not really for a while, because your body doesn't want you to have those withdrawal symptoms, because once you stop eating them and then start eating them again, that's where the hives, the anaphylaxis, that kind of thing comes in. I thought that was so interesting. Number two, leaky gut. Basically, our intestines have like a brush border on them. So there's like the membrane of the intestine that's semi-permeable, meaning like nutrients can get in and out, because what happens is we eat food, the nutrients go in our small intestine, they come out of our small intestine, go into the blood and into the liver, where our liver's like, okay, now we have the antioxidants. So that's kind of how that works. But the intestines have like this kind of, so it lets those in and then it shuts back up. So that's called leaky gut, when it's pulled apart and it doesn't come back in. Now, on these cells, we have these little fingers called the brush border. And the brush border is where we secrete enzymes like lactase, for example, that helps to break down the milk sugar, lactose. And that's why, you know, a lot of adults have less lactase. And that's why we all kind of have problems digesting lactose. Anyway, when we have leaky gut, what happens is these bigger kind of molecules, I'm going to put a video in really quick after this, but these bigger kind of molecules come through, and they could be yeast molecules. They could be like from fried foods or like shitty foods for you called lipopolysaccharides that come in. They're not supposed to be in there. And it also lets things out too. So, you know, something that you ate that maybe like, let's say hot Cheetos, those hot Cheetos then can come out of this big old channel here and get out and trigger an inflammatory response in your body, because now they're floating all around in the blood and the lymph and all of that. And really what we wanted them to do was just come right out in the bathroom. Now, when molecules come in, then they take the brush border from being really nice like this to like looking like this. And we don't have that same kind of absorption or secretion of enzymes that come off that brush border, which I thought was just also really fascinating. So leaky gut is kind of a controversial topic, and not a bunch of people love it, because it's not really like a root cause, and it's not really a diagnosis that a physician does much with currently in the current allopathic medical landscape. So we know that autoimmune disease causes this. We know that chronic like digestive distress can also cause this. But people are saying like, well, what are you going to do? Treat it? No. And the fact is, all the research on the microbiome, pretty much all of it, is still on animals. So we just don't know enough to be able to be like, yeah, this is the ticket. This is the way to go. But what can you do to help to heal your gut lining? Because that gut lining is really involved in the immune system, because there's also immune cells that are coming out there. So what can you do? Well, you can drink bone broth. You can try like reducing stress, certainly, making sure that you are really getting enough of those fruits and vegetables, lots of antioxidants, maybe take like, after you talk to your doctor, some quercetin or some L-glutamine. You know, I think that collagen is really helpful here, but bone broth more so, because bone broth has collagen. It also has some antihistamine properties, and it also has a bunch of other stuff in it that's really good. Aloe juice. There's something called slippery elm that comes in a powder. You can sprinkle it on your oatmeal. Aloe powder you could sprinkle on your oatmeal or in your chia pudding. Slippery elm's a little but it's also in throat coat tea that I think is traditional medicinals. So you can get that, and that has slippery elm in it, and that helps to kind of, you know, build up that mucus layer and help to heal up those intestinal cells. But, you know, just taking a few things or trying some bone broth, is that going to solve your digestive issues? No. What we really need to do, if, you know, you have this degree of leaky gut to where, you know, it can cause skin issues, it can cause food allergies or food sensitivities. It could even cause autoimmune disease. Maybe, again, the research, and I'm going to be academic kind of, so I definitely don't want to be like telling you stuff that's not evidence-based. But yeah, that's kind of the deal this week. And if you have questions about leaky gut, drop them in the comments. If you have questions for me, let me know. And also link in my bio if you want to work with me and my little boot camp program where we're going to normalize your bowel movements, get rid of that bloat, get rid of that brain fog, increase your energy, and help you learn exactly what to eat for your body, because everybody's different and everybody is going to react differently to different foods. So even though it looks like you can do whatever you want on your own from the internet, it's like, well, I could probably rewire my house watching a video like that. Mining woman is a bad example because she is learning to do something that should be left to the professionals on the internet. But anyway, a professional is going to help you much more and also support your nervous system much more than trying to figure out how to be your own dietitian. So let me know if you need help.